If you ever used GitHub Copilot or any other AI agent and thought, why isn't giving me what I want? This video is for you. Today we're going deep on prompts, what they are, why they matter, and exactly how to write them, so AI agent becomes your most productive coding partner. Stick around to the end because I'm going to show you a feature called prompt files that lets you save and reuse your best prompts across your whole team. Let's get started. So first, what is prompt? A prompt is simply any request you make to GitHub Copilot. It could be a question you ask in a Copilot chat, a comment in your code that Copilot autocompletes, or a specific instruction like refactor this function. But here's the key thing most people miss. Your coding agent doesn't just use your words. It also uses context, things like the code in your current file, open files in your editor, your chat history. So the quality of your prompt plus the context give Copilot is what determines the quality of the result. Think of it like giving instructions to a really smart intern. The cleaner and more specific you are, the better the output. Alright, let's get into the actual strategies. I'm going to walk through the 7 best practices straight from GitHub's own documentation. Rule number 1. Start general, then get specific. Don't cram everything into one sentence. Start with a big picture, then add requirements. Here is a bad prompt. Write a JS function that takes an integer, returns true if prime, errors if not positive. Here's a better one. Write a JavaScript function that tells me if a number is prime. The function should take an integer and return true if the integer is prime. The function should error if the input is not a positive integer. See the difference? Give Copilot room to understand the goal before the details. Rule number 2. Give examples. Examples are incredibly powerful. Show Copilot what inputs and outputs you expect. For example, write a Go function that finds all dates in a string and returns them as an array. You specify an example of a sentence that you want to get dates from. For example, in the function findDates, put the parameter I have a dentist appointment on 11/14/2023 and book club on 12/1/2023. Then you specify the return array. Returns 11/14/2023, 12/1/23. Pro tip. Unit tests make great examples. Write the tests first, then ask Copilot to write the function that passes them. Rule number 3. Break complex tasks into smaller tasks. If you ask Copilot to build me a word search game in one shot, good luck. Instead, break it down. First, write a function to generate a 10 by 10 grid of letters. Second, write a function to find all valid words in that grid. Third, combine those into a puzzle generator. And finally, print the grid and 10 random words. One step at a time. You'll get much cleaner, reliable code. Rule number 4. Avoid ambiguity. This is a big one. Don't just say vague things like what does this do? Copilot doesn't always know what this refers to. Instead, be specific. Not what does this do, but what does the create user function do? Or what does the code in your last response do? Same goes for libraries. If you are using something uncommon, tell Copilot what it does or specify the exact library you want. Rule number 5. Indicate relevant code. In your IDE, open files that are relevant and close the ones that aren't. Copilot uses your open files as context. In Copilot chat, you can highlight specific code before asking a question. You can also use chat participants like at workspace in VS Code to reference your entire project and at project in JetBrains IDEs. This tells Copilot exactly where to look. Rule number 6. Experiment and iterate. Don't give up if the first result isn't perfect. Iteration is part of the process. You can delete response and rephrase your prompt, or keep the suggestions and ask for modification, or reference the last response and say, update the function you just wrote to also handle null values. Think of it as a conversation, not a one-shot request. Rule number 7. Keep chat history relevant. Copilot uses your entire chat history as a context, which can actually hurt you if old irrelevant messages are still in the thread. Best practices include starting a new thread when switching to a new task or deleting messages that didn't give you what you want. This keeps Copilot focused on what matters right now. Here is the feature I promised at the start, prompt files. Prompt files let you save prompts as reusable files so you don't have to rewrite the same instructions over and over. They are perfect for teams. Let's jump into a project to look at some practical examples of what you can create. But before we do that, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. I am in REST API project built in Express with Prisma and Postgres. If you would like to learn how to do it, please check out my video, Build a Type-Safe Express.js REST API with Prisma, TypeScript, and Postgres. Let's go ahead and take a look at some practical examples of prompt files. Out of the box, GitHub Copilot has already pre-configured some prompt files, so you can just hit Ctrl-Shift-P or Command-Shift-P, and you just can type run prompt, and then select chat run prompt, and here you can see several prompt files, right? We have a create agent prompt, create hook, create instructions, create prompt, create skill, init, and plan. So basically, those are the built-in prompt files, and if you want to learn what they do, you basically click right over here on Open in Editor. For example, let's open init, and this prompt file basically generates or updates workspace instructions file for AI coding agents. You can use this prompt file to create instructions that apply to your project. If you would like to create instructions that will apply to specific files, and namely the path-specific instructions, you actually can run the following prompt, create instructions. So if we take a look at it, so this is creating instructions files for a project rule or convention. Let's go ahead and see how we can use these prompt files. So let me open the new chat editor, and in the chat editor, we can just type / and for example, init. Right? And when you invoke, you can optionally specify a focus area or pattern to document for agents. And what I would usually do, I'd say, please note the project uses Express version 5, Prisma version 7, and Postgres version 18. So this helps GitHub Copilot not to use the code for previous versions, for example, for Express version 4. Let's go ahead and take a look how we can create our own custom prompt files. As you may have noticed, my project doesn't have a README file, and README file is something you want to do for your project, and as your project grows, you may generate README file several times to include more files and more folders as you build up your project. So let's go ahead and create a README prompt that can be reused. So with a Ctrl-Shift-P or Command-Shift-P, hit again chat, run prompt, and then there is an option to create a new prompt, and then we're going to select the GitHub/prompts. That's where the prompts are stored, and we can name our prompt create readme. And as you can see, we have this template to create a new prompt, and we can just go ahead and paste prompt file right here. It's going to be agent, right, and description, create a comprehensive readme.md file for the project, and then we define the role and the tasks. We give some guidelines and what not to include. Let's go ahead and save this file and try to use it. We're going to go open the new chat editor again, do / create readme. Now you can see that create readme appeared in the selection, and then we can just either give some more instructions or more prompting, or just use it as is. So let's go ahead and use it as is, create readme. And the Copilot went to work, and it's going to create a complete readme tailored to project's actual setup, scripts, routes, contribution workflow. You can see that Copilot created readme, and now it will run project's required verifications, lint, test, and build to confirm everything still passes after the documentation change. GitHub Copilot is finished and gives us a quick summary here, what's included, validation run results, workspace status, and then potential next steps. Let's go ahead and click keep, and now we have ourselves a readme file, so we can take a look at it, and it looks like our readme file looks pretty cool. We have some kind of badges here, right, the table of contents, what this project does, how to get started, right, and other information. And obviously, as your project grows, right, you would want to regenerate this readme file, so you can just use this prompt. Another useful prompt file that you can create, especially when you're building APIs, it's document API prompt file. So let's go ahead and create it. So we're going to call it document API, and in this file we're going to put the following. So we basically again going to have some metadata. It's an agent to generate Open API 3.0 specification for our API endpoints. It's going to analyze the API endpoints that we have, and then it's going to create an Open API version 3.0 document for us, formerly known as Swagger. Let's go ahead and see it in action. Now I can open a new chat editor and then do /document API and then hit enter. And the Copilot tells us that it's going to inspect API routes, validations, error handling, and derive accurate Open API 3 spec document. It also is asking our permission to run the command to validate the generated OpenAPI.yaml file. Let's hit allow. And GitHub Copilot is done. Again, we got a summary. It documented all the routes that we have in the project. Let's go ahead and keep this file, and then we can take a look at OpenAPI.yaml file. It looks like there are no errors or anything, which is really good. And now we can actually go ahead and open this file and even try it out. In order to view this file in Visual Studio Code, we actually need to install the plugin or extension that is called OpenAPI. Here's OpenAPI Swagger. That's the extension that we need to install. Let's go ahead and install it. And we should be good. The extension is installed. So now, if we go to our OpenAPI.yaml file, we can see that right here, we have OpenAPI to show preview, right? So we can go ahead and click in here, and then we can see our REST API with Prisma and Postgres. It has get users, post user, all the routes, and also the schemas, which is really cool. Let's go ahead and try to test it. So we'll do command npm run dev. It looks like Express is running on port 3000. Let's go ahead and make a request to get users. Right, let's go ahead, click on try it and execute. And it looks like we got a successful response, right? We got the body with the users that we have in the database. In the same way, we can test if we can get a post, right? Or we can even create a post, get the feed. The feed is simply published post, right? We can just try it out and execute, and we can see there is a list of the published posts that we have. And this is how you can use reusable prompt files, and they're committed directly into your repository. Therefore, you're going to make sure you don't put any sensitive data in them. And then obviously all the team members on the project can use those prompt files. And that's a wrap. Let me do a quick recap. Start general, then get specific. Give examples, break complex tasks into smaller ones, avoid ambiguity, indicate relevant code, experiment and iterate, and finally, keep chat history relevant. And don't forget, prompt files are a game changer for teams who want consistent, reusable workflows. The better your prompts, the better your code. It really is just that simple. In the hands-on demo, I mentioned Copilot instructions and rule-specific instructions that you can generate for your project. If you would like to learn how to do it, please check out my video about GitHub Copilot custom instructions.